So let's bring in Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who has declared a state of emergency in her state. Thank you for joining us this morning on the phone. So what does it look like down in Arkansas?
Well, certainly it is very cold here, very abnormal temperatures for our state, but we've had amazing teams that have been working around the clock to prepare for the storm that's hitting. We're in the middle of the first wave and expecting a second one to hit later today and into tomorrow. And like I said, we've done a lot of work to get ahead of the storm. I declared a state of emergency earlier and directed about $250,000 to put assets in place. And we've got over 170 members of our Arkansas National Guard that have been deployed and actively assisting communities all over Arkansas over the last 24 hours. And we have roughly about 6,000 people without power, but had a chance to visit with some of our linemen yesterday and take them coffee and cookies and get them caffeinated and sugared up so they could continue working. There's about 3,500 of them that are working nonstop and around the clock to ensure we have power and get people's power restored as quickly as possible. And we're continuing to encourage every Arkansan to stay off the roads and to really take this storm seriously and follow the guidance of our state and local officials. It looks pretty, and we certainly hope people can enjoy the fun parts of the snow, but also ask them to be really cautious as they're getting out and not take unnecessary risks.
Yeah, and you know, Governor, as we were showing some of these weather maps, you see just really the sheer magnitude of the storm, but Little Rock seems to be right in the middle there. And you're talking about kind of your message to Arkansans to take this seriously, put into context for us sort of how significant of a storm this is specifically for Arkansas.
Certainly, we are, in the southern part of the country. We like warm weather in Arkansas, and so this is more snow and ice than is probably typical for our state. But so that's one of the key reasons we're encouraging people to really follow the guidance and not take those unnecessary risks. Power outages will continue to be something we're tracking closely. But like I said, our utility companies have been working hard and have teams deployed into every corner of the state. The Arkansas Department of Transportation has done heroic work to help prepare and make sure our state police and our guardsmen and our utility members can move around the state. They were able to pre-treat about 90% of our state highways. That's nearly 16,000 miles of road ahead of the storm. We've got 700 plows out working. Again, we're trying to do everything we can to prepare, but Mother Nature is not something you get to control, and so we've got to be very aware of our surroundings and what's coming. One thing we encourage people, we have a website set up called helparkansas.com, and people can report power outages, locate food assistance, check road conditions, find warming shelters, and access a number of different resources all on that one site and that one location. So we encourage people who need assistance or want to offer assistance to go to helparkansas.com.
Governor Huckabee, really quick before we let you go, here in New York City, the mayor said that there's going to be no in-person school, but he's requiring the kids to go remote learning on Monday and not having a snow day. What do you think about that? What's going to happen in Arkansas?
You know, we let our local districts make that decision because the different areas are going to be impacted in a different way, but we're working closely with our districts. We know that in-person learning is a lot more effective, and so we want to get kids back in schools as quickly as possible. But we don't want to put anybody in danger by being out on the roads too soon. So we'll monitor things over the next 24 hours and work with our local districts to make decisions that are best. That's why I'm really thankful and proud of our teams that are out clearing roadways so that people can get back to regular business as quickly as possible. But we're not going to take unnecessary risks, and we'll continue to monitor the situation closely. I will say that you're anchor that you were talking with just before that I believe is in Oklahoma. We may, some places may be out of bread, milk, and eggs, but I'm pretty sure most of the liquor stores would be happy to take him in if he needs help. We can probably feed him and hydrate him down here in Arkansas if he wants to go a little further south.
Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, thank you very much for taking time, and we're praying and thinking of everybody in Arkansas.
Absolutely. Thank you, Governor.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much.
All right. More